Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squad for boxing news and views from around the internet. Tyson Fury says his training at altitude is paying off. The Gypsy King has been training at the Abel Sanchez Big Bear facility in California in the past couple of weeks to improve his overall conditioning and fitness. Fury has now dropped down in altitude closer to sea level to train in Riverside, California. Speaking to Brendan Schaub, Fury explained because of the altitude everything is 3 times harder at Big Bear, and as a result he's felt like dog shit every day, and that he felt like he couldn't do 5 rounds up there because he can't breathe. On coming down to sea level, Fury says, "I came down here and I'd done 12 rounds at a lightweight pace, and I've smashed it, so I'm fit, but it's very hard up in Big Bear." And Fury's trainer Ben Davison has told Ring Digital that the mix of altitude and sea level training is paying off, and when Fury's training at sea level he's looking $1 million. He says in particular Fury's recovery time is 10 times better at sea level. Meanwhile, the American contender Dominic Breazeale is aiming to knock out Carlos Negron on the undercard of the Wilder and Fury fight. "I want to be able to show that I've been active, in the gym, don't have any ring rust, and that I can still box, put the pressure on and put the pedal to the metal and let the fans know that I'm here to stay. Carlos Negron is a big guy and a fellow Olympian. We have one common opponent in Epifanio Mendoza, who knocked him out in the 3rd round, and I knocked out in the 1st round. A knockout is always great to come out victorious with, and I want to get that knockout and finish the fight when the opportunity arises. I wish I was fighting for the heavyweight title, but as of now, I'll take this step, looking forward to winning on December 22 and then fighting the winner of the Wilder-Fury fight." And this fight, I would note, is the first of 2018 for Dominic Breazeale, who last fought Eric Molina in November 2017. When a pay-per-view card is in trouble or needs a bit of fattening out, who does Eddie Hearn call and turn to? None other than the Doncaster de la Hoya, Dave Allen. Eddie Hearn has hit the Dave Allen button again and added the popular heavyweight to the Usyk Bellew undercard on November 10th. It will be the 6th pay-per-view event Allen has featured on in under 2 years. On social media, Allen stated, "My life is so mad. One day I'm going to sit down when I'm finished with boxing and say, what a ride I had with that game." And on a potential opponent, Allen says a 16-0 Canadian is being spoken to, and heavyweight aficionado on Twitter at Betty Bear says that can only be Chris Norad. And last week Allen spoke of a November fight being a tick-over fight before a bigger fight in December, possibly with Canada's Dylan Carman, who recently beat touted prospect Simon Keane, also of Canada. But yes, if ever in doubt, hit the Dave Allen button. Heavyweight Michael Hunter has his eyes set on the bigger names in the heavyweight division after his recent win over Congolese prospect Martin Bakole. Talking to Premier Boxing Champions, Hunter stated, "I stopped Andy Ruiz in the amateurs and sparred Charles Martin and Dominic Breazeale, and they both know they never ever gotten the best of me. Now I'd like to fight Dillian White or Derek Chisora or even Joseph Parker. I just want to let the fans know I'm ready to get my name out there and ready for anybody in the top 10. I've had plenty of sparring sessions with Deontay Wilder, who was a cruiserweight when I was a heavyweight, and we both know who was in control. Tyson Fury, I took his will away just like Bakole and had him out on his feet, but they gave him the win. I was still an amateur when I stopped Bermans Vern as an undefeated pro back-to-back over 2 days." And in terms of the Bakole fight, Hunter notably said, "Their thing was that I was a small heavyweight, so I wanted to get the knockout to try and make a statement that, large or small, I'm a heavyweight who is here to stay. Your tactics are different as a heavyweight against smaller guys, trying not to let bigger guys lean on you, fighting more from distance, being craftier, using footwork and movement to get in and out and under big guys' shots." The 7-0 prospect Ivan Dychko will be back in the ring on November 30th with a 6-rounder scheduled at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. The Kazakh fighter, who took bronze at the past two Olympics, is currently in the Deontay Wilder training camp as a sparring partner, so it will double as good preparation for his own upcoming fight. And the 6'9" Dychko, he is currently in camp with Junior Farr and Malik Scott, with Scott posting a clip of all three travelling in a vehicle. It's not known when Dychko's opponent will be named. The 6'6" Cassius Chaney will be back in the ring this weekend in Brooklyn in a 6-rounder against Santino Turnbow. The fight will be streamed on Facebook as part of the Golden Boy Fight Night series. The 31-year-old Chaney recently re-signed with promoter Main Events. Chaney says, "My punches are stinging guys early. There's a difference when you're training and you know if it goes long, I'm good, or if it ends early, that's good. Now because of the training, the environment, and now my new contract, I know what to do and what not to do. I'm more relaxed and I'm getting better. I'll be in shape and I'm always mentally going to be there. I'm in a great division and only going to get better." A fighter who could be one of New Zealand's next best heavyweights will have his first professional fight this week. Patrick Mailata is turning pro after a successful amateur career, including a bronze medal at the most recent Commonwealth Games. The 6'5", 23-year-old who sparred with Anthony Joshua earlier this year will fight Isi Farr in his debut on the Shane Cameron Counterpunch Fight Night in Auckland on Friday night. Farr is the brother of New Zealand 15-0 prospect Junior Farr. Meanwhile, fellow New Zealand heavyweight Hemi the Heat Ahior, who is 10-0, is scheduled to return to the ring after a year layoff. Ahior is set to face Conrad Lamb on November 24th in Auckland, New Zealand. Lamb is a guy who makes Jarrell Miller look like he's in shape, having weighed 435 pounds for his last fight against Daniel Tai, which he lost. And someone who has a fight coming up in New Zealand is Australian Lucas Browne, who will face Junior Putty on November 24th in Auckland. The 39-year-old, who was on the comeback trail, has arrived in Thailand as part of his preparations for the Putty fight.
I'm here, we're in Thailand, I've got my kokorat, I'm already sweating my ass off. My little villa, loving it. So pool, eat, massage, wait for the other boys.
Okay, that's it from me. Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. That's boxing_squared. I'm out. If you want even more boxing content, come and join me on Patreon. Every week on a Sunday, I drop a new video on something topical or thought-provoking from the heavyweight division, ranging from rankings, the business of boxing, the false economy of deluded fanboys, the twists and turns in the division, to assessments of fighters and their statements. I hope to see you there, and for more information go to patreon.com/boxing squared. The address is on screen now.